Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soulprism Podcast, where I share the pulse of what's going on in the collective consciousness and share bite-sized wisdom for your body, mind, and soul. My name is Tammy Mack, and I am so excited to be here with you today. I have been doing this for a year now, and it has evolved in so many ways. At first, it started out with a partner, and we were doing full moon and new moon rituals with a group of women. And this has evolved into my own podcast, sharing this on several different other platforms and really showing what consistency does when you stick with it. This is the theme that we are going to be influenced by through this week and up to the full moon in Virgo on March 18th. So when we look at Virgos, we know that this is a time, this full moon in Virgo, to really use our imagination, right? Pisces, imagination, I believe. And Virgo, I analyze or I create new goals and routines through daily aligned action. When we look at the Virgo in astrology, we know that it is an earth sign. And the tarot card, the major arcana card for Virgo, is the Hermit card. When we look at the Hermit card, we see that it's generally an old man and he is on top of a mountain. And this shows, that he is a wise old man. And when he's on top of the mountain, he's like that sage, that mage on top of the mountain that consistently moves through his mastery of committing to the spiritual practices that he uses. So he has chosen the path of self-discovery and as a result has reached a heightened state of awareness. And as a Virgo moon, I fully connect to the drive, the interest of self-mastery and self-awareness. And this is what I love to help serve with my soul-based clients in their businesses, is connecting them to their own sense of self-discovery and empowerment through awareness and knowledge. So with the Hermit, he generally in his right hand, he has a lantern with a 6-pointed star inside, which is the seal of Solomon. This is a symbol of wisdom. As the Hermit walks his path, the light lights his way, but only shows him that next step, right? So just the next step he needs to take in his journey. He must step forward to see where he's going because he doesn't see the big picture. And not everything is revealed to him at that time. In his left hand, he is connected to your subconscious. The left is connecting to your subconscious. And the Hermit holds a long staff, which is a sign of power and authority, of mastery, which he uses to guide and balance him on his journey. So it is the self-mastery through awareness, through consistency, through self-discovery, through growing through the process. And the Virgo, the Hermit, is generally off alone. When we look at the second line profile in human design, we see that also as this Hermit energy of connecting to yourself, spending time in nature by yourself so you can connect to yourself, your self-discovery, and really learn what it is that you're here to master and what it is that you absolutely love to nerd out with. Because what happens is that the Hermit or the mage or the sage gets called out to share their gifts, to shine their light. as we're going to learn a little bit more as we go into the human design of this full moon and of this week that we're moving into. Because this energy is not just for the full moon. However, you can use some of the journal prompts that I'll be sharing with you for contemplation as you set up your own full moon rituals. So we have the sun in gate 36 of crisis in human design. This comes out of the emotional solar plexus up to the throat. This gate has been considered the dark night of the soul because we tend to want to quit when things get stale, boring, or they just get too tough. So somebody in a soul-based business may be experiencing stagnation in their business and they may want to quit. And I'm going to give you an example. I have noticed on Instagram that my numbers have gone lower. And so there was a part of me that was like, okay, I am so done with Instagram. I'm going to move over to TikTok because that's where all the action is. And that's where everybody's moving to. And I went to TikTok and I was like, 5 minutes later, I just couldn't do it. It was not the platform for me whatsoever. And this was showing me that my need for being consistent in what it is that I'm doing. And so staying the course, right? The mastery is to keep at it, knowing that mastery has fluctuations in energy. You know, it goes up and it goes down. And if you give up now, you may miss opportunities that was right around the corner if you stayed consistent in your practice. This is a great time to surrender to your energy practices and ask for guidance on maintaining or amplifying alignment in your soul-based business. So this may show up in meditation, this may show up in movement, this may show up in your gratitude practices through journaling, but really surrendering to the energy and allowing the energy to flow through you is going to help you stay in alignment when things are getting tough and you just want to give up. Now, with the moon and the earth in Virgo, this is the gate 6 of impact, which is also coming from the emotional solar plexus in the human design system to the sacral. And when I was kind of channeling in the energy of the gate 6, the song, This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine, was playing through my head, because this is the energy of holding that emotional energy of support for the turmoil, the war that's going on around us, within us, and outside of us that may be in your life or in other people's lives. So it's creating a daily practice that brings you back to a state of peace, a state of joy, a state of happiness. What is it that you can do on a consistent basis that is going to keep you in that alignment of peace and joy when the going gets tough? This is also the energy of being seen and heard as a beacon of light to create impact in your soul-based business and with others. So how is it that you can show up, that you can be the light in your own life, in other people's lives as well? There is a level of being uncomfortable in order for you to want to create transformation in your life, right? We need this duality of uncomfortable in order for us to know what it is that we truly, truly want. We think we want a comfortable life, but even in a comfortable life that starts getting stale, that starts getting boring, right? We have these emotional energies within us that is driving us through the process of ascension, right? We start as the victim, the sister of circumstance, right? I am a victim of what is going on around me. Then we move into the survivor. I am a survivor of the circumstances in my life. This has made me stronger. This has made me realize what it is that I no longer want in my life. Then we move into being an influencer, where our thoughts and our emotions create our reality. This is kind of where we are right now. Our thoughts and our emotions create our reality. And so we are starting to influence the energy around us to bring us closer to what it is that we want. Next, we move into the co-creation, where we're co-creating our life with God, with the universe, with other people. We're in this dance of co-creation, and we're understanding that the thoughts and the beliefs that we're holding onto in our vibration are attracting the right people, places, and circumstances in our life as a co-creator. The next, we move into the creator, where we realize that we are the creatrix of our matrix. We create all the circumstances in our lives to bring us closer to that self-mastery, to that awareness, to that self-discovery, so that we can help other people. We can be that beacon of light when we are the creators of our life. And then the last step of the ascension process is to hold that vibration of absolute peace and surrender, to know that you are a vessel of consciousness. And as a vessel of consciousness, you allow circumstances, situations, people in your life to bring you closer to mastery. But there we go again into that cycle of samsara, where as you allow the universe, God, creation to move through you, it is going to bring you circumstances in your life that may not be favorable. And so you start again as the victim of your circumstance. This is a continuous evolutionary process that we all go through. We are always moving through this. This is the cycle of your emotions, and this is the cycle of evolution and creation. And so understanding that and seeing where you are in this process can really help you move to that next level. So when we're looking through creating contemplation and journaling through this week, we're going to be looking at where in your life are you feeling boredom, staleness, or frustration? Is this in your day-to-day, in your fitness routines, in your nutrition, in the relationships that you're having, in your soul-based business? Where is it that you are feeling stagnation, stuck, scared, frightened, bored, just uncomfortable? And really take stock of where that is and start looking at what is my usual patterns, and is it working for me? Did you start a routine in January and give up? Are you ready to start that again, to continue on your process of self-mastery? How can you be seen and heard in your soul-based business to create more impact with others? So as I was talking before, I was talking about Instagram, where I've noticed there has been a stagnation of energy because there's so many people either leaving Instagram or the algorithms, am I a victim of the algorithms, or is there a change in frequency that I need to stay consistent in what I'm doing, and eventually the work will pay off? Do you feel abundant in your life? Do you feel gratitude for the abundance that you already have in your life? Because you cannot ask for more if you're not feeling grateful for what you already have. And the last question I'm going to ask you is, what daily habits or practices can you nourish yourself to stay consistent with your energetic needs. So once again, these are your daily practices. There's this great quote that I heard from Brendan Burchard recently, and he asks, "Are you taking your meds?" And at first I was like, oh my goodness, no, I don't take any meds. But it really was connecting to, it was really connecting to meditation, however it is that you meditate in your life, in your meditation practice, whether it's contemplation, whether it's journaling, whether it's exercise, what is it that you can consistently create a meditation practice in your life? Breath work is another great and amazing way to get into your own flow. E is for exercise. Exercising, movement, mobility, stretching, yoga, whatever it is for you, having a consistent routine that is going to bring you into a vibration of being in your body and loving that embodiment, grounding yourself. So for me, I absolutely love going to the gym. I get to connect with many different types of people in my gym. 2, this is where I meet my higher self daily. My higher self is whispering in my ear, go faster, push harder, not in an ego sense of you need to do more, but reminding me how amazing I feel when I am pushing my limits, pushing my boundaries, and how successful as a projector I feel after I've accomplished being in the gym. D is your diet. This is connecting to, of course, your nutrition, however it is that you eat, but it's also what it is that you're taking in on a daily basis. Are you watching the news and that's really making you upset and feeding the fear? Are you going on Instagram first thing in the morning, energetically depleted, and then comparing yourself to others because you weren't full of yourself first? So D stands for diet, but for me, it's also how is it that you nourish your body, mind, and soul on a daily basis? And then S is for sleep. Are you getting enough and good sleep, right? I wear a Fitbit, and so I track what my sleep is. And if I don't get 6 hours, I make sure that I go into meditation for at least an hour daily to get more rest when I need it. Generally, I get about 7 hours now, but when I was working in healthcare full time, I was lucky to get 4 to 5 hours of sleep just because I was so stressed out and running on fumes. So this is the energy that we are going to be experiencing this week of March 13th, coming up into the full moon in Virgo. And then the next time we will be talking, it will be Aries season, which is the new year of the astrological cycle. So thank you so much for listening. If you are wanting to get a soul level reading through human design, I invite you to check the links in the show notes, whether this is on Instagram, whether this is on Spotify, or whether this is on YouTube. And I will be seeing you again.